I'm trying to film this video and there's no power. Nigeria at 65. 65 years of independence and yet no stable electricity supply. So sad. Nigeria is celebrating her 65th independence today. Should we really be celebrating? Like this is a rant video. This is not even one of those aesthetically pleasing videos. This is me coming to tell you how I feel about our nation with the only tool that I have, which is communication. First off, let's talk about leadership and governance. Nigeria is supposed to be a democratic country where leadership is done by voting and those that the people elect become leaders. But in our case, our leaders are being selected even before the election is done and before the results are collected. The people that are going to be leaders already know themselves. And it's not a place. We've seen it over and over again. We've seen it over and over again where people come out in mass and vote, hoping that their vote counts, but then it doesn't. And we also have people that, because of poverty and their exposure, they allow themselves to be bought by very little and mundane things, sacrificing their tomorrow with what they will eat today. It's so sad. Still talking about leadership, one of the major problems that I think that leadership faces in Nigeria is accountability. We don't have any system that works. We have the judiciary that's supposed to do their work. And I'm not saying that they're not doing their work. I'm just saying that if the work is done, there will be evidence, we'll see it. There'll be evidence and we'll see it. In China, for example, the Minister of Agriculture was recently sentenced to death. And then they said that if he behaves very well in the prison for 2 years, they are going to give him life imprisonment because of his actions. Investigations were done, he was tried and he was found guilty, and we saw what the consequences of his actions were. I believe that if there are consequences for actions, then our leaders will sit up. They will know that it's not just business as usual. When you do something, you will bear the consequences for it. So when money is kept in their hands for a particular thing that will better the nation, they will use that money to do that thing and not to buy cars or service one thing or the other, or live a certain kind of life. Would you actually use that fund for what it is meant for, because they know that there is a check and balance system that works. So accountability is the way forward for leadership. And moving on to the next thing, talk about electricity, for example. Earlier on when the video started, we saw how there was no lights. I wanted to film, but there was no light. I couldn't film. Thank God for the LED light that I bought with my money. With my money. Thank God for that, because how will I do? A country that is celebrating 65 years of independence. Some other countries that came after, that got their independence after us, they are already enjoying uninterrupted power supply by the government, though, not being privatized. Do you get? We have neighboring countries that one time was begging us to stay in our country. Now, we are the ones that are begging them. There is nowhere that you go in the world that you will not find a Nigerian. Not necessarily because they just want to travel and experience other culture. It's because of SAPA. SAPA is what is causing Japa. Families are being separated because everybody is trying to find a better life, and it doesn't seem like staying in this country is going to give them that thing that they are looking for. And they're not just doing it, we are seeing it with our koro eye. So what are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? I hope that this message gets to who needs to hear it, so that we can do better. So that our children, when they come, they can be able to proudly say anywhere that they go that I am a Nigerian. How will they take us seriously on the global scale when we are not even taking ourselves seriously? Well, let's talk about investments and our investors. People that have good intentions towards this country being frustrated. Look at the petroleum industry, for example. Every time we hear stories of them coming out and saying that, oh, they're now producing, whereas they are lying. When investigation is done, we see that all that they've told us on the news most times are lies. And then there is a man that's trying to make things better, and they're trying to frustrate him. As Nopeng is holding him in his hands, Pengerson is holding him in his leg. It's just really sad. Or should we talk about healthcare? Healthcare that is supposed to be the lifeline of the people of the nation. As I'm talking to you right now, a woman in Mushi is dying at childbirth because no proper arrangements are made for her, no proper facilities made available to her. Nigeria currently ranks amongst the top countries with high mortality rates. It's so sad. It's really sad. Our health workers, doctors are dying of brain fatigue because they are not cared for. They are paid peanuts for the hours of labor that they put into the work, or like they are paid peanuts and they are being frustrated and given ridiculous work hours. Is like really sad. Or should we talk about the insecurity that's happening in the country? Nobody is safe in their house anymore. There was that young lady that died in Abuja. She's not even 30 years old yet. She's not even 30 years old yet. And her country has failed her. I read some of the comments online, and we saw where somebody wrote about how she had an opportunity to practice abroad, but she chose to come back to Nigeria and give back to her community, give back to her country, and then look at how she's being paid. And it's easy for us to say that, oh, leadership is bad and that and that and that, but even at the grassroots, there are problems. The other day, I almost had issues with a keke man because he had just hiked the price ridiculously. In the city where I currently stay, if the weather changes a bit and it seems like it's going to rain, the price will like almost double, or about 50% to be added to the current rate. And tomorrow we will say that we are a brother's keeper. We need to work on. I mean, it's important that we ask ourselves, what role am I supposed to play to make this country better? It's not enough to just come out and be, shouting and saying that things are not good, things are not good. Yes, we need to say that as well, but we also need to ask ourselves, because beyond the government, beyond the presidency, beyond the state, all of that, there is also man's inhumanity to man at the grassroots level. At the grassroots level, there is man inhumanity to man. Landlords increasing the rents ridiculously. I'm talking 100% increase without no prior notice, 80% increase. And you're shouting that the economy is not good, the economy is not good. It's not good. So you're passing through a lot, I'm passing through a lot. Where do you expect me to get the money from? It's really sad. So this, sparks up the question in my heart that, should we really be celebrating at 65? Should we really be celebrating? Is this really an opportunity to celebrate, this independence that we're talking about? Are we really living it out? Are we really maximizing the independence that we've been given? Are we really doing that? Should we really be celebrating? I think that's a question that we need to ask ourselves. It's really sad. Like, I'm so sad because I've seen a lot of things, and I'm very sure that there are people with worse story or worse experiences, and they probably don't even have a voice to share how they feel or how much Nigeria has affected them. And so I'm lending my voice out on their behalf. Today, I beg you to ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? How can I help this nation get better? At the grassroots level, what should I be doing? How can I be better? How can I shine my own light so that my light can spread and things can get better? If I shine my light and you shine your light and your neighbors shine their light, we'll see some level of change. And then that will also spur us to not vote those that are not supposed to be in the seat of authority. It will help us to not be moved by 5,000 naira today, or 20,000 naira, or whatever amount of money they want to give you today, that will spoil your chances of living a better life tomorrow. Happy New Month. Thank you for watching.